On a quiet night in the small town of Ashbourne, an old man sat beside a hospital window, holding a worn leather notebook in trembling hands. Outside, rain slid slowly down the glass, and the wind whispered through the trees like a forgotten memory trying to return. The nurses believed the man came there every night simply to read stories to an elderly woman who no longer remembered her own life. But they did not know the truth. The story inside that notebook was not just a story. It was a promise that had survived betrayal, storms, lost years, and a love so powerful that even time itself had failed to erase it. Tonight, as the old man opened the first page, he leaned close to the sleeping woman and whispered softly, "This is the story of the summer that changed everything, the summer we fell in love." And even in the quiet of this room, the air seemed to shimmer with the memory of that long-forgotten magic. That summer, when Noah Calder first met Allie Harper, the quiet town of Ashbourne seemed strangely alive, as if the air itself carried a secret waiting to be revealed. Every rustle of leaves and whisper of the wind felt like the world itself was holding its breath for their meeting. Noah was a simple carpenter who lived a peaceful life near the river, spending his days repairing old houses and his evenings walking along the water where the sky turned gold at sunset. He often paused to watch the reflections ripple across the surface, as if the river itself held untold stories waiting to be discovered. One warm night during the town carnival, he noticed a young woman standing beneath the lantern lights, watching the Ferris wheel with a mixture of curiosity and sadness. Her name was Allie Harper, the daughter of one of the richest families in the region, and she looked as though she belonged to a completely different world. Yet something about her eyes made Noah walk toward her without hesitation. Their first conversation began with a playful challenge to ride the Ferris wheel, even though she confessed she feared heights. What started as a simple dare quickly became something deeper. Over the following weeks, they spent nearly every day together, wandering through fields, painting the sunset beside the river, laughing under sudden summer rain, and sharing dreams they had never told anyone else. Their connection felt effortless, almost as if their souls had recognized each other long before that summer began. But the town had already begun whispering. Everyone knew the powerful Harper family would never approve of their daughter falling in love with a humble carpenter, and although Noah and Allie tried to ignore the growing tension around them, the world beyond their quiet moments together was slowly preparing to tear them apart. The end of summer arrived suddenly, like a storm that appears without warning. One morning, Noah woke to discover that Allie had been taken away from Ashbourne by her parents during the night, leaving no chance for a goodbye. The silence that followed was unbearable. Determined not to lose her, Noah began writing letters every single day, pouring his heart onto the pages as he described the changing seasons, the quiet riverbank, and how the town felt empty without her laughter. Day after day, he wrote, believing that somewhere far away she would read his words and remember the love they had shared. But weeks turned into months, and months into years, and not a single reply ever came. Unknown to Noah, every letter he wrote had been secretly hidden by Allie's mother, who believed that separating them was the only way to secure her daughter's future. As time passed, Noah tried to move forward with his life. Yet one promise from that summer continued to echo in his mind. During one of their walks, Allie had once said that the abandoned mansion near the lake would be the most beautiful place in the world if someone restored it. So Noah began rebuilding it himself, board by board and window by window, transforming the ruined structure into something extraordinary. Each nail and plank carried a memory of Allie, a promise that their love would endure despite the years of silence. Meanwhile, far away in the world of elegant parties and strict expectations, Allie struggled to forget the boy she had loved. Eventually, she became engaged to a charming and successful man named Daniel Whitmore, who seemed to offer the secure life her family desired. But one morning, while flipping through a newspaper, Allie saw a photograph that made her heart stop. The image showed a magnificent house beside a lake, and standing on the porch was the man she had never truly forgotten. Unable to silence the memories rushing back to her, Allie returned to Ashbourne under the simple excuse of visiting old friends. Though her real reason was far more powerful, every step she took through the familiar streets made her heart race, as if the town itself remembered the love she thought she had lost. When she finally arrived at the lakeside mansion, Noah was repairing the wooden railing of the porch, unaware that the past was about to walk back into his life. For a single heartbeat, time seemed to freeze, and the world outside the mansion disappeared as their eyes met once more. For a long moment, they simply stared at each other, both struggling to understand how the years had passed so quickly. Then Allie asked the question that had haunted her for so long: why he had never written to her. Noah's stunned expression revealed the truth instantly. He had written hundreds of letters, one for every day of the year after she left. The realization that her mother had hidden them all shattered the version of the past Allie believed she knew. As they began unraveling the secrets that had separated them, another tension slowly emerged. Allie's fiancé, Daniel Whitmore, started visiting Ashbourne frequently, his polite smile masking an unease that Noah could not ignore. Every glance Daniel cast toward Allie seemed measured, calculating, as if he already sensed the storm about to engulf them all. While repairing part of the mansion one evening, Noah discovered an old wooden box hidden beneath the floorboards, filled with documents from decades earlier. The papers revealed a scandal connected to the Whitmore family, one capable of destroying their carefully built reputation. Suddenly, Noah understood why Daniel seemed so desperate to keep Allie away from Ashbourne. If she discovered the truth, the life her family had arranged for her would collapse entirely. And in that instant, Noah realized that protecting her meant more than love. It meant facing dangers neither of them could have imagined. The truth finally erupted on a violent night when dark clouds swallowed the sky and a powerful storm rolled over Ashbourne. Inside the mansion, Noah and Allie argued intensely about what they had discovered. Allie believed the truth should be revealed no matter the consequences, while Noah feared that confronting Daniel Whitmore could lead to something far more dangerous than either of them expected. Their argument was interrupted when headlights appeared outside the mansion, and Daniel himself stepped through the door, furious and desperate to protect his secrets. The sudden intrusion cast long, flickering shadows across the walls, as if the night itself were holding its breath for what was about to unfold. The confrontation that followed was explosive, filled with accusations and long-buried emotions. As thunder shook the walls of the house, lightning struck the old oak tree beside the mansion, sending a massive burning branch crashing through the roof. Flames began spreading quickly through the upper floor, while smoke filled the stairways. In the chaos, Daniel tried to escape the house alone, abandoning them to the fire he believed would silence everything. But Noah refused to run without Allie, fighting through smoke and collapsing beams. He carried her through the burning hallway and forced their way outside just seconds before part of the roof collapsed behind them. The townspeople watched the mansion burn through the rain as firefighters struggled to control the flames. By morning, the storm had passed, and Daniel Whitmore had disappeared from Ashbourne forever, leaving behind only rumors and unanswered questions. But for Noah and Allie, something far more important had happened that night. The final barrier separating them had finally fallen. In the years that followed, Noah and Allie rebuilt the mansion together, transforming it into a home filled with warmth, music, and the quiet happiness they had once believed impossible. Their love became a story the people of Ashbourne often told, a reminder that some promises are stronger than time or circumstance. But even the happiest lives cannot escape the slow passage of years. At first, the changes were small, Allie occasionally forgetting where she placed things, or losing track of a conversation. Gradually, those moments became more frequent until one morning she looked at Noah with gentle confusion and asked if they had met before. The diagnosis that followed confirmed what he had already begun to fear. Her memories were slowly fading away. Yet Noah refused to allow their love to disappear with them. Every evening, he sat beside her with a worn leather notebook he had been writing for decades, reading the story of their lives from the beginning. The carnival lights, the Ferris wheel, the hidden letters, the burning mansion, and the love that had survived it all. Some nights, the memories returned for a brief moment, and when they did, Allie would smile softly and say the same words she had once spoken long ago. "You're the boy from the Ferris wheel." And every time she said it, Noah would gently take her hand and answer with quiet certainty, "Yes, and I always will be." The hospital room was quiet, bathed in the last golden light of sunset. The old man held his worn leather notebook, reading the story he had read 1,000 times. The woman beside him, lost to memory most days, listened as if hearing it for the first time. Then, as he spoke the final words of their summer together, her eyes widened, recognition flickered. Her trembling hand reached for his face. "It's you? The boy from the Ferris wheel?" she whispered. His chest tightened. After decades of waiting, of letters lost and storms survived, she remembered. She rested her head on his shoulder, and for a single perfect moment, time itself seemed to pause. Their hearts beat as one, unchanged, unbroken, eternal. Outside, the fading sunlight bathed the room in gold, as if the world itself were celebrating their long-awaited reunion. Most stories fade, but some do not. Noah and Allie's love began under carnival lights, survived lies, storms, fire, and the slow theft of memory. It endured because true love does not belong to a single lifetime, it belongs to eternity. Somewhere in a quiet town beside a river, beneath the old oak tree, the wind still carries their laughter. Some loves are never meant to end. They endure, unforgettable, unyielding, forever beyond the ordinary. And if you listen closely, even the whispers of the wind tell the story of a love that time could never erase. Even as the years passed, the town of Ashbourne still whispered their story. By the river, beneath the old oak tree, their laughter and love lived on in the hearts of those who remembered. Some loves do not fade. They remain unforgettable, carrying their magic across generations. If this tale of love beyond time moved your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let more extraordinary stories reach you.